Yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Knuckles MMA, and I'm back with another video, y'all. Very happy to be back on the platform. This video today, I actually want to make a little bit earlier in the week. Wanted to just start you guys off with something good, a Knuckles MMA video. You know what I mean? I always bring you guys the best content, best YouTuber out there. I'm always here with my boy Bozing as well. I am making a solo video today, so Bozing, I know you're probably gonna see this. Salute to you, my guy. I watched your video, very good video. What are we gonna be talking about today? We're gonna be talking about my predictions for UFC 325 going on today. Like I already said, like 4 or 5 times already. But I need y'all to do me a little bit of favor. Just a little bit. Watch this. Like, comment, and subscribe, man. That's all you gotta do. All you gotta do. I bring you guys the best content, and in turn, like, comment, share, and hit that hit that like button, man. That's what I'm talking about. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. But let's get straight into this video. You guys already know the drill. I'm going to share that screen of mine, and we are going to start from the early prelims all the way into the main card, y'all. So, flat out honest with you, this is an honest channel. These 3 fights here are off of the Dana White Contender Series. I don't really watch Dana White Contender Series all too much. So I really can't even tell you guys anything about this. So we're just going to go right to this fight right here. This is in the featherweight division. Khan Offley versus Yi Zaha. Yi Zaha he's a pretty good fighter. I've done a little bit of research on him, not too much. Honestly, I haven't really been able to find too much on him, but what I have seen from him, he's a good striker. He's a little iffy in the grappling, which gives me what I was about to say next. Khan Offley, I believe, is going to win this fight by unanimous decision. Because I think that Khan Offley, maybe his striking really isn't the best as Yi Zaha, but Khan Offley he's just a tank of a human being. He's short and he's beefy. He's a beefy boy. I think that he's just gonna kind of bully Yi Zaha a little bit, take him down, let him know what it's like to actually be in the UFC, and I think he's gonna win by unanimous decision. That ends it off for the early prelims. So we're going to jump straight into the preliminary bouts. Starting off, we have Jonathan McAuliffe. I believe that's how you say his name. I'm not 100% sure. But we have Jonathan versus Oban Elliott. This is a very good fight, a very underrated fight. For those who aren't as hardcore, you're going to look at this fight and be like, who are those two? For me, for somebody who does film and just watches these fights and everything, this is a really exciting fight. This is a really good test for both of these guys here. Why do I say that? Because both Oban Elliott and Jonathan here, they kind of even each other out a little bit. Jonathan, he is really good with his striking. Oban Elliott has some pretty good boxing. He has really good boxing exchanges and things like that. But it's just their styles. Their styles are so different that it matches up perfectly together. And both of these guys are on the up and coming. To be honest with you, I give it to Jonathan a little bit more. Not only because of the wrestling prowess, but I think that he has a little bit more of a reach advantage as well. I think he's just going to pop that jab. I think he's going to be a little bit more technical. I think he's going to just shoot kicks a lot more. I think he should do a lot of teeps to the body, a lot of kicks on the left side as well, because Oban Elliott ducks a lot into his left side, trying to go for a takedown. And I think Jonathan can just set up a head kick on that left side, and he can really put Oban Elliott out or get him hurt and win by unanimous decision. I think that it's going to go to unanimous decision, at least for Jonathan. It could go to a split decision too. I wouldn't be surprised, but this is definitely going to be a decision bout because I don't think any of these dudes are finishing each other. So I have Jonathan winning that fight. On to this fight here. This fight, I'm going to keep it short and simple. Jacob Malkoun, he is not that good. Torres Finney, you're not that good either. But I give it to Torres Finney because he's a bigger. He's built like a mini Pekka. For those who know what Clash Royale is, he's a beefy boy. Um, in Torres Finney, I think he's just gonna lay on Jacob Malkoun for all 3 rounds, and he's just gonna do it by boring unanimous decision. On to this fight here. On to the second fight of these prelims. We have Cam Rouston versus Cody Brundage. This is a goofy fight. Cody Brundage is not. He's not a barn burner. Cam Rouston is not a barn burner either. But I do give it to Cam Rouston. Um, just a little bit. I think that Cam Rouston has a little bit better striking than Cody Brundage. But honestly, Cody Brundage has shown in the past that he can just go out there and do whatever he wants. Like sometimes he'll win, sometimes he doesn't. He's just a very random fighter, and he's very inconsistent as well. Um, I think Cam Rowson's gonna win. I believe that he can TKO Cody Brundage probably in the third. I think he should implement his grappling, not like grappling, but his tie clinches, and I think that knees up the middle and just going for that body and kind of working Cody Brundage's body throughout the first 2 rounds will really do him a favor in the third. But I could also see Cody Brundage taking down Cam Rowston and beating him up for a TKO on the ground. Both of these guys are just they're not like barn burners at all, dude. They're not really all that good. Um, but yeah, I give it to Cam Rowston by third round TKO, man. Excuse me. On to the main event of these prelims. We have Junior Tafa versus Billy Elikana. This is a pretty good fight for Billy Elikana. This is a layup fight. If I were Billy Elikana, I think that Billy Elikana is going to work Junior Tafa. Junior Tafa is just like his brother. He just sits there and he just gets hit. He's not really all that good. Um, Billy Elikana is going in here with a reach advantage by 2 inches. And I think that Billy Elikana, knowing how he has a lengthy frame, I pop that jab, clinch him up, just do him dirty. Honestly, if I were Billy Elikana, I would fight Junior Tafa the same way Talishan Teixeira fought Junior Tafa's brother. Um Billy Alicana is just a bigger guy. He's skinnier. He has a little bit more. He's more rangy. His kicks are better. If Billy Alicana even wanted to do something a little bit better, take him down. That's like Junior Tafa is not gonna do anything if you take him down. But yeah, man, I give it to Billy Alicana by unanimous decision as well. I think a lot of these prelim fights are just gonna go to decisions or unanimous decisions. I don't really see a lot of finishes happening in this card. Um, but again, I do give it to Billy Elikana. So for the prelims, I have Billy Elikana, I have Cam Rowson, Torres Finney, and Jonathan McAuliffe. I don't know how to say his name, his last name. But we are moving on to this main card, and this main card, I can see a finish happening, man. Unfortunately, we did lose this fight here, Jimmy Crute versus Dustin Jacoby. This would have been a pretty good fight. Whoever would have won this fight would have probably got a top 15 opponent after. Um, but I would have had Jimmy Crute winning this fight by late round submission, like late second, maybe mid third round, either submission or TKO on the ground. On to the actual main card, though, we have Quillen Salkield versus Jamie Malarkey. Quillen Salkield was originally supposed to fight Rongju, but Rongju got hurt, and Jimmy Malarkey, this dude is so inconsistent. Actually, for those who didn't know, Jimmy Malarkey actually lost to Alexander Volkanovski, who is the champion in the main event, who I will be talking about in further detail once I get to the main event. But I'm giving it to Quillen Salkield by KO TKO, either in the first or the second round. If he really wants to get flashy, mix it up, because Jimmy Malarkey is not all that good. Mix it up on him. Share like those kicks that you were doing against Hazrat Rakhpranov. Do it against Jamie Malarkey and just set up those head kicks, kick him. Just do what Quillen Southfield does. Quillen Southfield is such an underrated fighter, and he is a really good prospect in this lightweight division. I'm really happy to see him fighting as often, and I'm actually really happy to also see him fighting in Australia as well. Australia is an amazing place. If you like, when you fight there, they're gonna shout and they're gonna scream, and it's just an explosive crowd. I love that crowd so much. I can't wait to hear what they sound like today. I'm really excited for this card as well. You know, it's a little iffy. Some people are like, "Oh, this card's not as good." This card's really good. I really like this card, and I really have high hopes for this card as well. But like I was saying, I do have Quillen Southfield by KO TKO either in the first or early second round. On to the second fight of the main card. We have Tai Tuivasa versus Talishan Teixeira. Tai Tuivasa is currently on a 5-fight losing streak and is coming off of either a 2 or 3 year layoff. Let's see. Let's see something right quick, because I am not 100% sure, and I do not want to give you guys the wrong. He is coming off of a 2-year layoff. His last fight was August 17th, 2024 against Jairzinho Rosenstrike. Yeah, man. I think Tyler Teixeira is he's gonna work the body, he's gonna work that clinch. And he's just gonna look really, really good against Tai Tuivasa. I don't, as much as I love Bam Bam, I don't, man. I don't see him winning this fight at all. He can't fluke a KO like Derek Lewis can. Um, Tyler Teixeira is not Stefan Struve. Like he's not he's dangerous. He's dangerous. If you're Tyler Teixeira, fight him just like you fought Tafa's brother. I can't even remember his name actually. Let me I feel like a casual right now. Taliesin Teixeira. I do not remember this dude's name. Justin Tafa, that's what it is. I know it started with a J, but all right. So Justin Tafa, Taliesin Teixeira had a really good outing against Justin Tafa, and Justin Tafa and Tai Tuivasa, not only do they train together, but they're literally like the same build. They're just fat blobs in the heavyweight division. Um, and yeah, man, I see this going by really fast. I give it to Taliesin Teixeira in the first round by KO. Unfortunately, man, I have my heart goes out to the Bam Bam, because dude, I love Bam Bam, man. Um, On to the third fight. No, not the featured fight. The feature fight. My bad. The feature fight of this main event. This is such an exciting fight. Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio Rufy in a 3-rounder. This man. If you like striking, if you like just two guys going back and forth and technical, man, you are salivating. I am salivating at this fight right now. This fight has so many good like implications to it, because if you're Fiziev, you win this fight, you're 100% getting a top 5 opponent. If you're Rufy, then they're probably going to skyrocket you even more. But I just, if you know, you know. This fight is a really, really good fight, and for those who are going to watch this card today, I do advise you to look out for this fight, because this fight is a really, really good fight. I keep saying it. I just love this fight so much. Why? Let me explain to you why. Rafael Fiziev and Mauricio Rufy, they have somewhat similar backgrounds, but Rafael Fiziev is the dude his slip counters and his kicks and his teeps at range, and just I don't know. I really don't know. I'm really, really liking how this fight's gonna go, and I think that Mauricio Rufy is gonna have a problem throwing his kicks and those little spinning heel kicks that he tried against Bobby Green, and he knocked out Bobby Green, but you're not doing that to Rafael Fiziev. Fazeev, I think, should take Mauricio Rufy down, and I think that he should just put your weight on this kid. Honestly, like the same thing that Benoit Saint Denis did to Mauricio Rufy, I think Rafael Fiziev could do the same thing. Rafael Fiziev is not one to like submit you or anything, but he has like underrated grappling, and I think that he can take Rufy down. I think he can beat him up, and I honestly do give it to Rafael Fiziev by unanimous decision. Unfortunately, Mauricio Rufy, I don't think you're ready for somebody like Rafael Fiziev. Rafael Fiziev is just too technical, and I see it going one way. I just see it as Mauricio Rufy not really being able to get anything started against Fazeev, and I think Fazeev's just gonna bully him in this fight. So I have Fazeev in this fight. I'm very excited for this fight. On to the co-main event. This is another fight that if you really like two guys just scrapping, you're gonna like this fight a lot. We have Benoit Saint Denis versus Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker on a quick turnaround. He just lost to Armin Sarukian about maybe like 2 3 months ago. Maybe 4 months ago. Between 2 and 4 months ago, Dan Hooker. No, I think it was three. Between 2 or 3 months ago, Dan Hooker just fought um Armin Sarukian. Armin Sarukian submitted him, but I have Benoit Saint Denis winning this fight. Benoit Saint Denis is one to either knock him out or he knocks you out. And Dan Hooker just cannot. He can't. He just can't. He can't handle the pressure. Like people who have pressured him, like a Dustin Poirier, like an Arnold Allen, like Edson Barbosa, like people who put pressure on Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker doesn't know how to fare with it at all, and his chin is not that good either. I think Benoit Saint Denis is going to catch Dan Hooker. Now, the only way I see this changing and Dan Hooker knocking Benoit Saint Denis out, because 100% this fight is ending in a finish. But Benoit Saint Denis does this thing where he kind of puts his hand down and he bum rushes you a lot, and he kind of just swings wildly. And I think that Dan Hooker, if he really wants to go in there and fight, I think that he should keep Benoit Saint Denis at range, and 100% scrap with him, because Dan Hooker can't scrap. And I think that if he did like a little bit of a slip counter, or he allowed himself to get backed up just a little bit to where he can plant his feet and land a big shot on Benoit Saint Denis, I think he can really win this fight. Knees up the middle for Dan Hooker are a really, really good strategy by him. The front kicks, the teeps, he's a long rangy guy. And Benoit Saint Denis is just gonna want to come forward and just bully you. Um, I think, yeah, man, if Dan Hooker wants to win this fight, he needs to keep Benoit Saint Denis at range, and he needs to pick his shots and pick them wisely, because just one little slip up, Benoit Saint Denis can really, really hurt you. So I have Benoit Saint Denis winning this fight by TKO in the second round. Very excited for that fight. And I'm also excited for this fight here. My GOAT, Alexander the Great Volkanovski, is coming back against Diego Lopez. Flat out opinion, I don't think that Diego Lopez deserved this title shot. I think either Mosar Evloev or Lerone Murphy should have got it before him. But it's a business. Dana White's going to do what he wants to do at the end of the day. They are running this back. Alexander Volkanovski's last fight was against Diego Lopez, and Diego Lopez was chasing a finish a lot in that first fight. He was just looking for a highlight moment. He did drop Volk, I want to say twice. I think it was once. It might have been twice in that fight. But I think that Diego Lopez is going to go into this fight a lot more calculated and a lot more smarter than he did in the first fight, which leads me into telling Volk, I know you're going to win this fight. I know Volk's going to win this fight. The reason I know Volk is going to win this fight is because Diego Lopez has a lot of inconsistencies in his game. Volkanovski has a lot of good leg kicks. He has a lot of good, like he frames really good. His 1-2 and his hooks are really good as well. And I think that Alexander Volkanovski has a wrestling prowess over Diego Lopez. The BJJ Diego Lopez is a little bit better at. I think that if Volk does take Diego Lopez down, I think Diego Lopez is going to use his jiu-jitsu, and he's going to scramble and just try and get back up. And I think he might be able to get up a little easier than the first fight. Diego Lopez is really locked in for this fight. So is Volk as well. Um, I think Volk needs to go into this fight with his chin tucked as well. Diego Lopez has big power in his hands, and I'm gonna be very, very sad if I come back and I see that Diego Lopez KO TKO'd Alexander Volkanovski. Because there's a possibility that that happens. Um, I could see Volkanovski getting caught with the same cross right down the middle that he did in the first fight. And, I think that Diego Lopez is gonna start getting really, really um what's the word? He's gonna get really comfortable in the third and fourth round, possibly even the first two rounds. And it just, man, I don't, I'm scared. I'm scared for Volk. But I think that Diego Lopez is going to get taken down, and I think that the takedowns and the leg kicks and the striking from Alexander Volkanovski is what's really going to help him in this fight today. Dude, I'm putting my faith in Volk today. I really am. If I come back and I'm like, yeah, guys, Volk got KO'd, I'm gonna be a very sad man. But for this main card, I have Alexander Volkanovski by unanimous decision. I have Benoit Saint Denis by KO TKO either in the second or the third round. Rafael Fiziev by unanimous decision. Tyler Teixeira by first round KO, and Quillen Southfield by KO TKO in the late first, early second round. This is going to conclude the video, y'all. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm sorry for such a late predictions video. It is on the same day, but I thank you guys for tuning in. Again, if it wasn't for you guys, none of this would be possible. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share me through the YouTube universe. Let your people know who I am. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys very, very soon. For now, I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.